NLWN-TV now brings you the In the Dugout show. A look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, join us in the dugout.
Good afternoon. Welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's game as the Eau Claire Cavaliers look to keep their slim CRBL playoff hopes alive, as well as get a little revenge as they take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons. The Sturgeons defeated the Cavaliers on a wet and muddy field to open the season back on May 1st. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Sturgeons. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale's perspective on today's game in the Pete Bartingale Show. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see how this game fits in overall in the CRBL race. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Carson Park in Eau Claire. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that. Coming up right after this brief timeout, you're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. In a few minutes, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a CRBL matchup that could keep the Cavaliers' slim playoff hopes alive, as well as help the Cavs earn a spot in the WBA playoffs. Now, last Sunday, the Cavaliers swept a doubleheader from the Bloomer Woodticks by scores of 4-2 and 10-0. In Game 1, the Cavaliers were led by the strong pitching of Lucas Costley, who threw a complete 7-inning game, allowing only 2 runs on 7 hits while not walking anyone and striking out 9. At the plate, the Cavs were led by Caden Erickson, who went 2 for 2 and scored twice.
There's the pitch. Chopper over to third, coming in, picking up, throwing over to first, and he's safe at first. They can't get it there in time. Simmons picked up the ball, but it was a long ways in, and Erickson hustled down and got there safely. Has his lead, and the pitch. A looper out into center field that's gonna fall in, and Voller checks in at second. Caden Erickson with a single to center field.
Cole Timon got back into the hitting swing, going 2 for 3.
And a line shot out into left center field for a base hit. And Timon is on at first. Cole Timon to lead off the top of the 7th inning for the Cavaliers. This game's scheduled for 7, but we're all tied at 2. Line shot into left field. Timon gets on with a base hit.
And Anthony Pogodzinski contributed a double off the center field wall.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Fly ball out into center field, way back. It's going to be off the wall. Pogo rounds first, and he's going to take into second base standing up. Anthony Pogodzinski with a long fly ball to center field, off the wall, and gets himself a double.
Game 2 was highlighted by the one-hit shutout pitching performance of Ethan Kjellberg. Kjellberg threw a complete game, giving up only 1 walk while striking out 8. At the plate, the Cavs had contributions made by Chase Yeager, who hit an RBI double and scored a run.
Yeager is 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice, but he picked up an RBI. It's a fly ball out into right center field, back and falls in, rolls out to the fence. Pogo chugging hard for third. Yeager holds up at second. Pogo rounds third. He's going to try to score. Throw into the plate, and Pogo's in safely. Yeah, buddy!
Ben Boda also pitched in with an RBI double.
And the pitch. Fly ball out into left center field. That's back in trouble. It lands and rolls out to the fence. Erickson comes trotting in to score. Boda checks in with a double.
In addition, Caden Erickson connected with 2 RBI single.
Here's the pitch. Little looper out into left center field. 1 runs in. Here comes another one. Yeager scores. Voller scores on the base hit by Caden Erickson.
And leading the way for the Cavaliers in Game 2 was Cooper Kapanke, who also went 3 for 3 and scored the game-ending run on a wild pitch.
Hooper's rounding third. He's going to try to score, and he's safe. That should do it. That should end the game.
Now today, the Cavaliers will take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons, who defeated the Cavaliers in the season opener back on May 1st by the score of 9-8 on a field where the conditions were, let's say, much less than desirable. Leading the way for the Sturgeons this season is Justin Toman, who's swinging for a .333 average. He's followed by Tristan Habel, who is batting .317. Bob Maurer is just below the 300 mark at .292. Will Jacobson is showing the way on the mound for the Sturgeons with a 3-3 record and a 2.91 ERA, while Mike Maurer is 3-1 with a 5.66 ERA. Now, coming into today's game, leading the way at the plate for the Cavaliers is Cooper Kapanke, who comes in batting .389. He's followed by Ethan Kjellberg, who's hitting at .387, while Caden Erickson and Josh Garcia are each swinging for a .333 average. Chase Yeager is at .324, while Gabe O'Brien is hitting .320. Following them, rounding out the Cavaliers hitting over .300, come Jaden Nix at .318, Ben Boda at .314, and Connor O'Reilly at .308. Leading the way on the mound for the Cavs, among those pitchers with at least 11 innings pitched, is Lucas Costley. Costley has a 3-2 record with a 0.71 ERA. He has a whip of 1.16 and an opponent's batting average of 175. He's followed by Austin Getch, who comes in with a 5-0 record and a 2.15 ERA, along with a whip of 1.19, as well as Ethan Kjellberg with a record of 2-4 and a 4.20 ERA and a whip of 1.38. Coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Pete Bartingale's perspective as we chat with him on the Pete Bartingale Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to load their minds. Dare to explore. Dare to STEM. Learn more at She Can STEM.
Time now for the Pete Bartingale Show, where Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, the Pete Bartingale Show.
Once again, we're talking with Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale. And Pete, last Sunday, the Cavaliers were able to sweep a doubleheader from the Bloomer Woodticks, 4-2 and 10-0. Your thoughts about those games?
Well, there were 2 must-wins for us for sure, and we were able to get great pitching performances by Costley and Kjellberg, and they pitched well all year. And the first one got a little tight there. Bloomer got up 2-0 against us, and we were able to manufacture 4 runs there. And in the second game, I think we relaxed a little bit more and came out and scored 10 runs, and were able to put Bloomer away. So 2 games that we needed. The guys are fired up to play, and we need this one tonight to stay in that Final Four race.
Well, in fact, you mentioned Costley and Kjellberg in their pitching performances. Costley did a real nice job in Game 1 going the distance and picking up the win, but holy cow, Ethan Kjellberg, he had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning. The game only went 6 innings due to the 10-run rule, but the next to the last batter laced a single
up into center field. Otherwise, we had a no-hitter on our hands. Ethan Kjellberg just looked outstanding.
Yeah, I think he's been throwing a little harder too the second half of the season. That's the one thing I noticed is that his fastball's got a little bit more pop on it than the beginning of the year. Beginning of the year, and that's to be maybe expected because the weather's warmed up a little bit. But he's just really pitched well all year, and I talked to Ben Kincaid about that, his college coach at Stout, and that'll only help him going into his senior year because I'm sure he'll be able to help Stout next year because they're going to be a contender in that. Was it the WIAC, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, no, in spite of that doubleheader sweep, the Cavs didn't get the help that they were looking for from the Osseo Merchants to help the Cavs gain that fourth place playoff spot because the Merchants split their doubleheader with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, and that leaves the Lumberjacks a full game ahead of the Cavaliers, with each team having only 2 games remaining. That means that the Cavaliers need to win tonight and defeat the Osseo Merchants next Wednesday, as well as have the Lumberjacks lose to these same Sturgeons as well as the Beef River Bullfrogs. Your thoughts about that mess?
Well, yeah, I was hoping Osseo could sweep Chippewa there, but Chippewa's a tough team, and we can't worry about that. We just need to keep on playing and worry about ourselves. We're hoping to get in that top 4. If we don't, then we'll focus on the WBA playoffs, and I think we're a great candidate to get into that. But proud of our guys for battling throughout the whole year, and we're a little short-handed at the beginning of the year, and I know next year I'll fight for sure not to play such those early games. I just don't see any reasoning for that to play in May 1st and May 15th when we've haven't played a lot of baseball here in the last month. So I think we could have fit those games, especially against fall somewhere down the road versus playing May 1st.
Now, in just a few minutes, you're going to be facing off against the Jim Falls Sturgeons. The Sturgeons did trip up the Cavaliers in that first game of the season back on May 1st by a score of 9-8 in field conditions that were, well, let's be kind here and say less than desirable. How much of a motivating factor is getting a little payback for the Cavaliers today?
I think we'll be highly motivated for this game today. We talked about it after the game against Bloomer, and it's a must-win for us. So we need to win for sure. And but I know our guys are pretty motivated about it. But I think they've been motivated all year. Every game's important in CRBL. We just kind of just couldn't win some of those tough games, and we had a lot of close games all year long, and we just couldn't quite get over the hump there against Tilden and Chippewa and the Bears, and so a lot of motivation for this game right now. But we need to get ready for the WBA because I think it'll be a great candidate for that. But this is a game that we can't slip up because we need this one to go forward into next Wednesday against Osseo.
Now, who do you think you're leaning toward for today's starting pitcher?
Well, that's a tough one. And we have Getch ready. He's pitched well all year. We could go Vance as well. So it'll be between those two, and we'll see how those two feel. I know Vance's arm was sore on Sunday, so Getch could be ready to go here today. So we'll see how he's feeling. I don't think Kjellberg. Well, maybe Kjellberg could throw a little bit in a pinch, and Costly too. So
maybe in a closer role kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that. And we also have Jackson Faulkner that's able to pitch today too. So we're set up pretty good. I'm assuming they're going to throw that lefty that was in the All-Star game. He may have pitched on Sunday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who they're going to throw. But our key for us is just hitting the ball better. Our pitching's been great all year. It's just we need to put more hits and string more hits together. And as you saw Sunday, I think we're a little bit more aggressive on the bases, and I think that will continue today. Just taking a few more chances because I think we just need to make the other team make some more plays. But just hitting the ball better will be the key for us today. I'm pretty confident our pitching will be fine.
Well, Pete, regardless of how the playoff race turns out, a win for the Cavaliers tonight will guarantee that the Cavs have no worse than a .500 record for the regular season. So good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully a win will set the Cavs up for one of those WBA bids.
Sounds great. Thanks, Rick.
You've been tuned to the Pete Bartingale Show with Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned, more of In the Dugout is coming right up on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to In the Dugout as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Following the games last Sunday, the opportunity for the Cavaliers to capture the 4th CRBL playoff spot got pretty slim in spite of the Cavaliers sweeping the Bloomer Woodticks in a doubleheader 4-2 and 10-0. That's because the Osseo Merchants and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks split their doubleheader, with the Merchants winning Game 1 7-2. However, the Lumberjacks took the nightcap 1-0. Other games in the CRBL on Sunday included the Tilden Tigers capturing a twin bill from the Eau Claire Bears 7-0 and 5-0, while the Jim Falls Sturgeons knocked off the Cadott Red Sox 11-3. Meanwhile, the Eau Claire Rivermen defeated the Beef River Bullfrogs 5-1. That leaves the Chippewa River Baseball League standings looking like this. The Tilden Tigers have moved into first place with a 15-2 record with one league game left to play. The Osseo Merchants at 12-2 are 1.5 games behind, but can still catch the Tigers as the Merchants have 4 games remaining. Holding down third place are still the Eau Claire Bears, who at 11-5 are now 3.5 games out. And holding down the fourth place spot, 4.5 games out, are the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. In fifth place, only a game behind the Lumberjacks, are the Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are at 9-7 with 2 league games remaining, including tonight's game. In sixth place are the Jim Falls Sturgeons at 8-7 and are 6 games back. The Eau Claire Rivermen are in 7th place at 7.5 games out. In 8th place are the 3-12 Cadott Red Sox. And rounding out the CRBL standings are the Beef River Bullfrogs and the Bloomer Woodticks at 12 and 13.5 games back respectively. For the Cavaliers to capture the 4th and final playoff spot, they would need to win tonight as well as defeat the Osseo Merchants next Wednesday, and have the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks lose to these Jim Falls Sturgeons on July 31st and lose to the Beef River Bullfrogs in a game that was rained out and has yet to be made up. In other CRBL action tonight, in addition to the Cavaliers taking on the Sturgeons, the Cadott Red Sox travel to Cinder City Park in Altoona to take on the Eau Claire Bears, and the Tilden Tigers will host the Bloomer Woodticks at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're going to get to know Lucas Costley. And Lucas, can you fill us in on your role with the Cavaliers?
I think I'm going to be probably pitcher, maybe outfielder, mainly pitcher though.
Okay, and now when did you start playing baseball?
Well, I skipped T-ball, so coach pitch, however old that was.
Okay, all right. Now, aside from the Cavaliers, what's the highest level of baseball that you've played?
That I played varsity, high school varsity baseball.
And where was that?
Fall Creek, Wisconsin.
Okay, and can you tell us about your most memorable baseball experience? That could either be as a player or as a fan.
Most memorable? That's a thinker right there. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite one. I just like playing with the guys, you know.
There's just something about being at the ballpark and with the teammates.
Yeah.
Now, how about filling us in about your family and the people who might be cheering for you at Cavalier games?
Family and people that might be cheering for me. Main family that's going to be cheering for me is like my mom, my dad, you know, both my grandmas. They'll always be there. My one grandma, she's really loud, so I mean everybody will probably hear her at one point.
You got to have those in the stands, though.
Yeah, exactly. You have to. Yeah.
All right, couple rapid fire questions for you. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies? That's a tough one. I'd probably say pie with ice cream. Apple pie with ice cream.
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking, and you're taking 2 out of them. Okay, I'll accept that.
Can't just choose one.
Right. Yeah, in my case, it's whichever one they put in front of me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So your favorite color and why?
Green or blue? I don't know why. Maybe it's because they look pretty in nature. You know?
Okay. All right. Favorite major league team?
Definitely the Brewers.
Okay, and major league player who most inspired you as you were growing up?
This is weird because, like, I didn't really watch baseball. Okay. So, I mean, I guess I didn't really have one, but I don't know. Brewer player, maybe Ryan Braun, you know, minus the steroid era.
Okay. Your favorite movie or TV show as you were growing up?
As I was growing up, I'd probably have to say Big Bang Theory, maybe.
Okay.
Growing up, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, okay. Yeah. And, okay. And we're talking with Lucas Costley right now on Viking Profile. And when you're not playing baseball, Lucas, what are we going to find you doing?
Working or probably playing other baseball. I don't know.
Okay. When people watch Cavalier games, you mentioned probably mostly pitching?
Yeah, probably mostly pitching.
Is that what you did at Fall Creek?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
My senior year.
Okay. All right. We want to thank Lucas Costley for joining us on Cavalier Profile. Coming up next, more In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers look to try to keep their slim playoff hopes alive and gain that 4th playoff spot in the CRBL with a win over the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Likewise, the Sturgeons have the same slim chance at the playoffs. With a win over the Cavaliers, it would keep their hopes alive. Both the Cavaliers and the Sturgeons also need the Sturgeons to defeat the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks on the 31st, as well as the Beef River Bullfrogs need to top the Lumberjacks in their makeup game. So the stage is set for some exciting baseball action. And in just a moment, I'll be joining the broadcast crew out at Carson Park in Eau Claire as we bring you all the action of today's game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly brings you today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as we follow the Cavs while they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Long fly ball by Pogo, and it's out of here! A 3-run shot by Anthony Pogodzinski.
And now, out to the ballpark for coverage of today's game.
And good evening. Rick Olson here, along with Dan Petchow. And that's it tonight. It's me and Dan tonight. We're kind of working shorthanded. Dan is doing double duty as camera and color commentator, and I'm doing double duty as computer operator and play-by-play, as we've got the Cavaliers taking on the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Cassie is over in Green Bay visiting, and Ann is still, well, she was scheduled for a camping trip this week. I'm not sure. I don't think that actually happened, but because the weather was a tad bit warm. And Jeremy contacted me just before today's game. He got exposed to COVID, so he's not going to be here today. So we're going to do the best we can with today's ball game. Give you the starting lineups for today's game. This is Sports Radio 105.1, a Micon Cinema Night at Carson Park. And for the visiting Jim Falls Sturgeons, leading off, the right fielder, Evan Dennis. Batting second, the center fielder, Tristan Habel. Batting third, the first baseman, Justin Toman. Batting fourth and catching, Bobby Soren. Batting fifth, the shortstop, A.J. Schemenauer. Batting sixth and playing second base, Ryan Krummenauer. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Austin Sikora. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Pete Thaler. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Bo Snyder. For the Cavaliers, leading off, and boy, that wind is just whipping through your... Why don't you get that door if you can there, Dan? Center fielder Jackson Vance. Batting second, the shortstop, Ben Boda. Batting third, the first baseman, Cooper Kapanke. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Gabe O'Brien. Batting fifth, the extra hitter, Ethan Kelberg. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Connor O'Reilly. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Campbell Kapanke. Batting eighth, the catcher, Anthony Pogodzinski. Batting ninth, the second baseman, Chase Yeager. And batting 10th, the third baseman, Caden Erickson. As I said, tonight is Sports Radio 105.1 and Micon Cinemas night. And pregame festivities are happening down on the field right now as the Cavaliers are getting introduced. The umpires for today's game out on the bases is Darryl Priest, and behind the plate is Teddy Joas. And we're about to have the national anthem, and today it will be sung by Luke Anthony.
He's got it.
Remove your hats and honor America for the singing of our national anthem by Mr. Luke Anthony.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
That's Luke Anthony with singing of our national anthem. We have a first pitch coming out for tonight's game. Callaway Olson is going to be throwing out the first pitch tonight. He's the son of Dan Olson of Micon Cinema. And here's Callaway heading out to the pitcher's mound. He's going to fire one in to Anthony Pogodzinski behind the plate. It's kind of hard to throw out a first pitch if you don't have a ball. There we go. Austin Getch gives him the ball. Oops. There we go. Callaway Olson.
Whenever you're ready.
And he fires it just a bit outside, but a pretty good toss for Callaway Olson.
All right, now I think we're going to send
And now the Cavaliers will get their warm-up tosses in because Austin Getch is on the mound. He comes into today's game with a 5-0 record, a 2.15 ERA. And he's thrown 29 1/3 innings, giving up 7 runs, all 7 of which were earned. He's walked 7 and struck out 25. By the way, the Cavalier Geno's player of the game today is Chase Yeager. So that means when you go out to Geno's Pizza tomorrow, out right near the intersection of Highways 93 and I-94, you'll get yourself a free soft drink. That's tomorrow. Unless Chase manages to get an extra base hit today. And then that will turn into a free appetizer that you can share with your table. Taking a look at the Cavaliers defensively, at third base is Caden Erickson. Over at shortstop is Ben Boda. Second base is Chase Yeager, our Geno's player of the game. First base, Cooper Kapanke. Behind the plate is Anthony Pogodzinski, and the Cavaliers in the outfield. Campbell Kapanke, Jackson Vance, and Gabe O'Brien as we look from left to right. So leading off to get things started as the ball goes down to second base is Evan Dennis, the right fielder for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Dennis comes into the game batting .257. These two teams met back on May 1st to get the season started, and what a difference. We have a nice dry field to play on today, which was not the case on May 1st. Evan Dennis did not play in that first game. So Austin Getch ready to deliver the first pitch. And it's a called strike. Getch into the wind, and the pitch. Strike 2 called. No balls and 2 strikes to Evan Dennis. Here's the wind and the 0-2 pitch. Grounder over to third, scooped up, throw to first, in time. Erickson bobbled it a little bit, but stayed with it. Got the throw over to Kapanke in time for the putout. That's going to bring up Tristan Habel. He's hitting .317 on the season. Hobley. Okay, I've been corrected. Tristan Hobley. And he is still batting .317. He went 1 for 4 in that first game of the season. And it's a called strike over the outside corner at the letters. Catch into the wind. And the pitch. Strike called right down the middle of Water Street. I was down in that area last night for the Blues in the Park at Owen Park. Howard Guitar Lutke was playing. It was a nice performance.
Lucky.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball. Scooped up by Boda. Throw across his body. He got it in time. No, they're saying he's safe. I thought that Kapanke had it in time, but Daryl Priest said no, he was safe with an infield hit. Nice play by Boda to try and get the put out. That's going to bring up Justin Toman, the first baseman. Toman's the leading hitter for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. He's batting .333. There is a hitter that's got a little better average, but not nearly enough at bats to qualify as the leading hitter. He went 3 for 4 in that first game back in May. Runner on first with Hobley. He takes his lead. Fly ball out into left field. Kapanke going back, and he makes the catch on the warning track. An over-the-shoulder catch by Campbell Kapanke for the putout. Bobby Soren comes to the plate. Now, Bobby Soren's the one I was talking about. He's batting .500, but he's just got limited at bats. He's the catcher today for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Hobley taking a pretty good lead at first. And the pitch. Foul back. One ball, one strike to Bobby Soren. Hobley takes his lead. And the pitch. Little bit high, ball two. 2 balls and a strike with 2 out. We're in the top of the first inning. Hobley with a lead at first. And the pitch. He goes to second, and they got him at second. Nice throw by Pogo down to second base to Chase Yeager. And Hobley is caught stealing. So, for the Bloomer Woodticks, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've completed a half inning, and the score. It's the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Did I just say the Bloomer Woodticks? Yeah, Dan's nodding yes. I'll know who we're playing eventually. Anyway, Sturgeons nothing. Cavaliers coming to bat. You are tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
And we're back here at Carson Park. Cavaliers coming to bat in the bottom half of the first inning. Taking a look at the Sturgeons out in the field. At third base is Snyder. Shortstop is Schemenauer. Second base, Krummenauer. First base, Toman. Behind the plate is Soren. In the outfield, From left to right, it's Sikora, Hobley, and Dennis. On the mound is Mike Maurer, and Maurer has a 0-0 record so far this season with a 5.66 ERA. He's thrown 20 2/3 innings so far, given up 17 runs, 13 of which were earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 9. Pretty steady breeze blowing out towards right field. And leading off for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the first inning is the center fielder, Jackson Vance. Vance comes into today's game batting .265. Maurer works from the stretch. Jackson Vance fouls it off. No balls and a strike. Maurer delivers. Vance hits a pop-up in foul territory. Coming over is Toman, and he makes the catch. So that's one out, and it'll bring up Ben Boda. Boda batting .314 on the season.
Second for the Cavaliers, the shortstop, number 17, Ben Boda.
In fact, in the starting lineup, with the exception of Austin Getch, who played in the field in that first game, first pitch to Boda is high for a ball. There is only one player on the Cavs roster who played in that game on May 1st, at least of the starting players. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one player is Connor O'Reilly, the designated hitter. Maurer at the belt, and the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. This is a game where Pete Bartingale's strategy of being patient may pay off. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 3. When you look at Maurer's walk to strikeout ratio, he's got 15 walks and only 9 strikeouts. It's a good time to be patient. 3-1 is the count to Boda. Here's the pitch. And it's low for ball 4, and that's what I'm talking about right there. Cooper Kapanke coming to the plate, leading the Cavaliers in hitting. Batting .389. Playing at first base. Oh, they're making burgers down there, Dan, and I can smell it. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Unfortunately, we're short-handed, so neither one of us can make the run down to get some. And the pitch. Boda takes off for second, throw out at second, and he's in under the slot, or under the tag. He's safe at second. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ben Boda on second. Fly ball by Kapanke out into center field. Underneath it is Hobley, makes the catch. Boda returns over to second. So 2 down. That brings up Gabe O'Brien, the right fielder. O'Brien hitting .320. Maurer at the belt, steps off, throws to second, and Boda's back in safely. Boda takes his lead. And the pitch. It's high for a ball. Bottom of the first inning, no score. 2 down. Ben Boda at second. 1-0 is the count to Gabe O'Brien. Here's the 1-0 pitch and check swing foul. Back off the facing behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch is high. 2-1. And the pitch. That missed inside. 3 balls and a strike. We got an ooh out of Dan on that one.
Yeah, that was...
It was pretty close to that inside corner.
Yeah, I got a good look tonight here.
Here's the pitch. That one was inside for ball 4. So O'Brien's on first. Boda's on second. Mauer's given up 2 walks this inning. And that's going to bring up Ethan Kelberg, the extra hitter. And the pitch to Ethan. Fly ball out into center field. Hobley moves over. And it falls in between Hobley and Dennis. Rounding third and scoring. And coming in and scoring. 2 runs come in. Both Boda and Gabe O'Brien. As that fell right between Hobley and Dennis. A little bit of lack of communication. And Kelberg checks in at second base with a double.
Yeah, during warm-ups, I noticed that they're having trouble finding that ball out in right
up in the sun?
Into the sun, yep.
But we saw Cooper Kapanke have that problem up at Bloomer. Kelberg takes his lead. And the pitch misses. So it's 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. And a high pop up in the infield. Schemenauer moving in, and he makes the catch. So the Cavaliers do pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 was left on base. So we have completed the first inning, and the score, the Cavaliers 2 and the Sturgeons nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Back here at Carson Park, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, and we feel kind of lonely up here today. It's just the 2 of us. No Cassie, no Ann, no Jeremy.
Yeah, it's got a little vacant spot over there on your left side tonight.
Yeah, it's usually the Dan spot over there, and it's not occupied tonight. Due up this half inning for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Well, Bobby Soren's going to come back to the plate because he was at bat when Hobley was thrown out at second. He'll be followed by A.J. Schemenauer and Ryan Krummenauer. Bobby Soren. Austin Getch on the hill. He winds and fires. Pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. Teddy Joas behind the plate. And the pitch. Fastball at the letters for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Getch winds, and the 0-2 pitch. Chopper foul down the third baseline. So the count remains 0-2. Cavs on top, 2-0. We're in the top of the second inning. Austin Getch looks in, he winds, and the 0-2 pitch. Check swing ball outside. Getch winds, and the 1-2 pitch. That's outside and high. Counts even at 2-2. Austin Getch winds and fires. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Bobby Soren goes down swinging. That's going to bring up A.J. Schemenauer. The shortstop. Schemenauer is batting .227 on the season. He went 0 for 2 the last time these two teams met, way back on May 1st, in the rain and the mud. Getch winds and fires. Strike called. That one cut the plate in half. Getch winds and fires. Fouled back into the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Austin Getch winds and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. He pulled the string on that one. From this untrained eye, it looked like a changeup. Looked like it to Dan, too. He's nodding.
Yeah, Getch has that fastball, changeup, slider.
And he makes that changeup really effective with his fastball. His fastball isn't overpowering, but it's enough to set up that changeup. That's going to bring up Ryan Krummenauer, batting .277. He went 2 for 5 back on May 1st. First pitch is low for a ball. There's the wind and the pitch. Outside. That was pretty close, but it was outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 down. Top of the second inning. Austin Getch winds and fires. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. Kapanke has it. And gets it back into the infield, so Krummenauer checks in at first. That's going to bring up Austin Sikora, the left fielder. Sikora batting .216. And he went 0 for 2 back on May 1st. Krummenauer on first, 2 down. Krummenauer just barely getting off the bag. And the pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. Getch looking in. Peeks over his shoulder at first. And the pitch. That one's high and away for a ball. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Scheduled for 9 tonight. We're in the top of the second. And the pitch. High pop-up. It's in the infield. It's Yeager coming in. Now he drifts back. Ball bounces out of his glove. And that's going to be an error on Chase Yeager. Moves Krummenauer over to second base and brings up the designated hitter, Pete Thaler. Thaler batting 143.
Yeah, the shadows are starting to creep in left field, but center field to right, it's pretty sunny over there yet.
And that looked like it may have gone right through the sun. And the pitch. It's inside, gets away from Pogo, throw down to third. They don't get him. Not sure if they are going to rule that one a passed ball. Runners at second and third now for the Sturgeons, and the ball gets fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 down. Pete Thaler at the plate. Krummenauer at third. Sikora at second. Krummenauer taking a lead off a third. And the pitch. Fouled way off the right side. One ball and 2 strikes to Pete Thaler. Austin Getch looks in. Goes to the belt. And the 1-2 pitch. That one's inside. It gets away from Pogo, and in comes a run to score on the wild pitch. Makes the score 2-1. Cavaliers on top. 2-2 count to Thaler. And the pitch. Ground ball over to third. Scooped up by Erickson, firing over to first, and they got him. So, for the Jim Falls Sturgeons, they do pick up a run on 1 hit. There was 1 Cavalier error, and 1 was left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and it's Cavaliers 2, Sturgeons 1, and you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
921-248. That's 921-248. I got Stone down most of it.
We're back here at Carson Park.
920-760. 920-760. And we got a reminder of a couple of our runners that didn't pick up yet. Maybe didn't catch the numbers last time. 920-233.
Cavaliers with a 2-1 lead as we head into the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the Cavaliers. Campbell Kapanke, Anthony Pogodzinski, and Chase Yeager are Geno's player of the game. Campbell Kapanke steps in hitting .267, but he's been in a bit of a slump lately. Here's the first pitch. It's outside for a ball. Cavaliers would really like to get his bat alive again. He was hot earlier this year. Here's the pitch. That was high for ball 2. And a high pop-up over on the left side of the infield, and making the catch is A.J. Schemenauer. That's going to bring up the catcher, Anthony Pogodzinski. Here's the first pitch. It's a strike called. Mauer at the belt and the pitch. It's inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Pogel, who's hitting at 283. I'm sure he'd like to be hitting 383.
Yeah, Pogo's got a stick.
The pitch is inside. 2 balls and a strike. The wind is favoring Pogo on this one, blowing out to right field. Mauer's pitch. Hard shot. Sneaks through. Do they have anybody over? Yes, Mauer gets over to cover. It's went off the glove of Toman. Krummenauer was backing up the play and got the toss over to Mauer covering, and Pogo is out. That's going to bring up Chase Yeager, the second baseman. He's our Geno's player of the game. So make sure you head out to Geno's tomorrow and mention Chase's name. Get yourself a free soft drink, and if he manages to get an extra base hit, you'll get yourself an appetizer to share with your table. First pitch was a called strike. Yeager hitting .324. Here's the pitch. Check swing ball. Two down, 1-1 count to Chase Yeager. Mauer delivers. Fly ball left side, foul out of play. We have some action going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. I think it's Jackson Vance down there.
Yeah, that's who it looks like.
Ground ball picked up by Schemenauer, and he does not have a play as Chase Yeager beats it out for an infield hit. So, Cavaliers have a runner on first with 2 down, brings up Caden Erickson, who's hitting .333. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field, right at Dennis. He only had to move about 2 steps. Made the catch, and that'll do it for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We've completed 2. It's the Cavaliers 2 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 1. And you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Back here at Carson Park, Cavaliers have a 2-1 lead as we're heading into the 3rd inning. Ann has been telling me all season long that the little inning counter on our score bug down in the corner doesn't like to cooperate, and now I see what she's talking about. It's almost like playing the slot machines at a casino as to what's going to come up. All right, leading off for the Jim Falls Sturgeons is Bo Snyder hitting .200. He did not play back on May 1st. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Oh, they called it a strike.
See, we have Costley warming up now.
Well, as we've noticed before, Costley just likes to go down and throw. And another called strike to Snyder. 0-2 is the count. And the pitch. Strike called. And Bo Snyder goes down looking. That takes us back to the top of the order. Evan Dennis, who grounded to third his first time up. Here's Getch's first pitch. It's just outside for a ball. And another one just outside. Pogo tried to frame it, but it was outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Getch winds and delivers. It's high for ball 3. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's high for ball 4. So Evan Dennis draws the walk. That's going to bring up Tristan Hobley, who singled, infield single, that Boda couldn't quite make the play on. He had to go deep in the hole to get it. And the pitch is outside for a ball. Dennis getting a pretty good lead over at first.
Which Pogo recognized. He didn't go there, but definitely took a long look.
He takes his lead again. And the pitch. Foul ball down the third base line. One ball, 1 strike, 1 down to Tristan Hobley. And the pitch, it's a fly ball out into right field. Coming in and making the catch is O'Brien. Two down. Justin Toman comes to the plate. He flew out to left field his last time up. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field, and Kapanke gets back and makes the catch. Campbell Kapanke with the second time he's frustrated Justin Tolman. So for the Sturgeons, no runs on no hits. There were no Cavalier errors, and 1 man was left on base. We've played 2.5 innings, and the score, Cavaliers 2 and the Sturgeons 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Muldoon's Menswear. We're the well-dressed men of the Chippewa Valley shop. Whether you're looking for the big day you have coming up, or simply want to look great for a casual night out, Muldoon's is your stop. Let John or one of the other fine staff help you find just what you're looking for, and they'll make sure it looks great on you. What tops off the well-dressed man? One of Muldoon's well-made hats. Whether it's shirts, pants, suits, formal attire, or accessories, and did we say hats? Muldoon's has it for you. That's Muldoon's Menswear, 1506 South Hastings Way in Eau Claire.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
And we're back here at Carson Park. A real nice crowd here tonight.
Yeah,
Bleachers down the third baseline are nice and, well, somewhat filled up. Under the grandstand, there was a nice crowd. Nice night for baseball. A little bit warm, but it's nice breeze blowing through the ballpark. In fact, it's a pretty stiff breeze. That flag is sticking pretty much straight out.
Yeah, I expect maybe 1 or 2 home runs tonight, but we'll see.
Dan, you're just hoping for a foul ball.
Oh, boy.
Protect the camera, Dan. Leading off for the Cavaliers is Jackson Vance. He fouled out to first base his first time up. Toman got over and made the catch. And the pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mauer delivers. It's high. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and fouled at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ben Boda on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line shot over to short, scooped up by Schemenauer. Over to first, it's all the way over to the fence, near the dugout, and heading over to second is Jackson Vance. We're going to give him a hit and an error. Give him the infield hit and then go to second on the error on Schemenauer as he threw it almost to Fall Creek. Stepping off and throwing over to second, but Jackson Vance back in safely. Ben Boda at the plate. He walked and scored in the first inning. Vance takes his lead. And the pitch. Boda looks to bunt. Doesn't offer, and they chase Vance back to second. Saran pumped the throw a couple times, but never did uncork it towards second. Vance was quite a ways off. Vance with his lead. Shortstop scooting over. That's Schemenauer. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 2.
And it's a liner out into right center field. Rounding third, coming in to score is Jackson Vance, and Ben Boda gets an RBI single. That's going to bring up Cooper Kapanke. And Kapanke fouled out, or check that, flew out to center field. His first trip to the plate. Cavs are now on top. 3-1. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Just off to our right. Ben Boda over at first. Kapanke at the plate. Boda taking a pretty good lead. And the pitch. Boda going. And the throw is wide of the mark, and Boda's safe at second. Two balls and a strike to Kapanke. And the pitch fouled over towards the Cavalier dugout. Boda at second. He's taking his lead. And the pitch fouled straight back into the screen. Count holds at 2-2. Nobody out. One run in. Ben Boda's at second. Gabe O'Brien on deck. Mauer delivers. Kapanke hits a long fly ball out into right center field. It's off the wall. Boda rounding third. He's going to come in to score. And it's an RBI double for Cooper Kapanke. That makes the Cavaliers 4 and the Sturgeons 1. Little conference going on at the mound, and now that breaks up. And Saran comes back behind the plate. Gabe O'Brien walked and scored his first time up. Here's the pitch. Strike called over the inside corner. We have some activity heading down into the bullpen. Pete Thaler going down to warm up. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Hobley moving over, makes the catch. Kapanke bluffs the run and does not go. So that's one out. That's going to bring up Ethan Kjellberg. Kjellberg doubled to right. Picked up a couple of RBIs back in the first inning. That's that ball that fell right between the two fielders, right between Hobley and Dennis. Mauer stepped off the rubber. Now he's at the belt. And the pitch. Strike called right down the middle of the plate. No balls in a strike. One down. Kapanke with the lead and the pitch. Line shot out into left center field for a base hit. Kapanke rounds third. He's going to come in to score. And Ethan Kjellberg is safe at first. He's 2 for 2 today. And that makes it the Cavaliers 5 and the Sturgeons 1. And it's going to bring up Connor O'Reilly, the designated hitter. He popped out to the shortstop last time up. This is a line shot out into right center field. It's going to fall through and roll all the way out to the warning track. Kjellberg is hustling, and they're going to hold him at third. But it's a double by Connor O'Reilly. That's going to bring up Campbell Kapanke, who popped out to the shortstop. By the way, Kjellberg has now extended his hitting streak to 6 games. There's the pitch. That's a strike called. That's on the inside corner. 1 down. 3 runs in for the Cavaliers this half inning. 5-1 they're on top. Here's the pitch. Ground ball off Mauer's glove, picked up by Schemenauer. Throw over to first, and it's a little bit wide of the mark. And in to score for the Cavaliers is Ethan Kjellberg, as well as Connor O'Reilly. And Kapanke is going to get credit for I think he's going to get an infield hit and an error to put him on second.
We're going to bring in a new pitcher.
It looks like it. And we'll get that all straightened out right after this timeout. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Jason, let's go see your room.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
And we're ready to go. Pete Thaler on the mound now for the Sturgeons. Swing and a miss by Pogo. That's strike 2. And the pitch is inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's now gone full.
And it's a high chopper, grounded, fielded by Schemenauer, throws over to first. Quick throw back over to third, trying to get Kapanke, but Pogo grounds out 6-3. That's going to bring up Chase Yeager, our Geno's player of the game. By the way, the numbers on Mike Maurer, he pitched 2 1/3 innings, gave up 7 runs, 6 of which were earned. And he gave up 8 hits, walked 3, did not strike out any. The first pitch missed for a strike. Second pitch, strike 2 to Chase Yeager. Don't forget, you go out to Geno's tomorrow and you get a free soft drink if you mention Chase Yeager's name. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a line shot by Yeager out into right field. Picked up by Dennis. Yeager checks in at first. In to score is Campbell Kapanke. Makes the score Cavaliers 8 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 1. It's going to bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson hits a long fly ball out into left field. Room to play it though is Sikora, and he's got it for the final out of the inning. Erickson gave it a ride, but not quite enough with the wind blowing the way it is today. And the Cavaliers, they pick up 5 runs on 6 hits. There were 2 Sturgeon errors and 1 left on base. We've played 3 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 8. And the Sturgeons have 1, and you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are, they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
We're back here at Carson Park on Sports Radio 105.1. John Murphy down there giving prizes away. And take a look down in the third base coach's box. Bob Maurer down there. Dan, I think he only put on about half his uniform tonight.
That makes you lighter.
Yeah, there he is. Dan got a nice shot of it. Leading off for the Sturgeons is Bobby Soren. Struck out his first time up. And the first pitch is a strike. Austin Getch on the mound. Hey, a shout out to our Florida viewers and our Mondovi viewers tonight. Hot shot up into center field, and Bobby Soren is on with a base hit. It's going to bring up A.J. Schemenauer, who struck out his last time up. We're going to get a courtesy runner for Soren, and I believe it's Cole Smith. Here's the pitch to Schemenauer. It's a swing and a miss for strike one. Catch at the belt. And the pitch. That one missed low. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Cavaliers on top, 8-1. Swing and chop foul behind the plate.
No action in the bullpen for the Cavs.
And the pitch is outside for a ball. Counts even now at 2-2. To A.J. Schemenauer. Catch at the belt and the pitch. Swing on and missed. Strike 3. Schemenauer goes down swinging. Second time tonight. That's going to bring up Ryan Krummenauer, who singled to left field his first time up. He did score the lone run Sturgeon that the Sturgeons have. Getch delivers, and it's a pop-up in foul territory. Cooper Kapanke gets over to make the catch. 2 down. Runner on first. It's going to bring up Austin Sikora. He got on an error on a ball that, the closest thing Dan and I can figure, went right through the sun and bounced out of the glove of Chase Yeager.
Yeah, the shadows are lengthened now across the whole field.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Strike 1. Catch at the belt. And the 0-1 pitch. Foul back into the netting. They're getting closer to us there, Dan.
I was going to say, it just made our microphone move.
It wobbled it a little bit. Oh, 0-2 is the count to Austin Sikora. With 2 down, runner on first. Getch delivers the 0-2 pitch. Liner out into left field for a base hit. Sikora checks in at first. It moves Smith over to second. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Pete Thaler. Two down. Two on. And a fly ball out into left field. Campbell Kapanke ranging under it, and he's got the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Sturgeons, they pick up no runs on 2 hits. There were no Cavalier errors, and there were 2 left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's the Cavaliers 8 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 1. And you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ball game. Our next game will be on Monday, July 25th when the Cavaliers take on the Holman Features at Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:35 p.m. That's live Cavalier baseball on Monday, July 25th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
We head into the bottom half of the fourth inning with the Cavaliers on top 8-1. We're back at the top of the order as the Cavaliers batted 10 last inning. And the first pitch is a called strike. It just caught that outside corner. Fowler on the mound, swing and a miss for strike 2. By Jackson Vance. Vance fouled out to first and then singled on an infield hit and then went to second on the error. Here's the pitch. Check swing low for a ball. Blocked nicely by Saran. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Fastball just outside, but it was a good chase me pitch. And that's what Jackson Vance did. That's going to bring up Ben Boda. Boda is 1 for 1 tonight. He singled and scored his last time up. He's also drawn a walk and scored. So he's got a hit, scored 2 runs, got an RBI. He's had plenty happen already tonight.
Yeah, that's one thing that Coach Bartingale was talking about, trying to get the bats a little hotter.
Here's the pitch. Strike called. That's on the outside corner. Teddy Joas likes that outside corner, and he's been pretty generous with it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. One ball and 2 strikes now to Ben Boda. I think Ben Boda is probably the youngest. Ben Boda, I believe, is the youngest player on the Cavaliers. Check swing outside for a ball, and they appeal down to first. Darryl Priest says nope. PA announcer Steve Kent just looked in and said it's not fair that we get a waft of the burgers that they're cooking down there. And a fly ball out into center field. And making the catch. Actually, Boda's not the young one. It's Hunter Ginther is the one who's young. But over there is Hobley made the catch. Actually, I should mention the Cavaliers are one of the younger teams in the league this year. They have some veterans, but they also have some pretty young players, and they've produced for the Cavs this year. Cooper Kapanke at the plate, doubled, knocked in a run his last time up. Here's the pitch. It's low for a ball. One ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. And it's low again. Kapanke has those really high knees. Here's the pitch. Chopper on the left side. Pick up, throw over to first, and Kapanke beat it out. It was a high chopper over on the left side, and the throw over to first base was not in time. So Kapanke gets the infield single. And it's going to bring up Gabe O'Brien, who's 0 for 1, flew out to center field his last time up.
And the first pitch is a called strike to Gabe O'Brien. Kapanke takes his lead. Takes another step. Kapanke takes off. And not even a throw. Kapanke got a huge jump on that. Something about Thaler's motion. And the pitch is a called strike at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Gabe O'Brien. Kapanke out at second. And it's a fly ball out into left center field. Hobley moving over, makes the catch for the 3rd out. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And we've completed 4 innings with the Cavaliers leading 8-1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you've been admiring the freshly groomed look of a baseball field, or the stunning appearance of a golf course, remember you too can have a lawn with the same beauty by simply calling Midwest Environmental Consultants. Their professional lawn care experts can bring your lawn to its full beauty and appearance. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your lawn the showplace of the neighborhood.
And the Cavaliers have a defensive substitution. Hunter Ginther. He's the young one. Goes in to replace Caden Erickson at third base. Hunter just completed high school this year and started playing with the Cavaliers immediately after he got done with high school. So due up now for the Sturgeons is Bo Snyder. And the first pitch is a ball from Austin Getch. Snyder will be followed by Evan Dennis and Tristan Hobley. And the pitch is a grounder foul. Snyder struck out looking his first time up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Getch winds and delivers. Fly ball out into left field. Campbell Kapanke waiting and makes the catch. Campbell Kapanke's been pretty busy out there in left field. That's 4 fly balls he's hauled in tonight. Takes us back to the top of the order. Evan Dennis. Dennis is 0 for 1. He grounded to third and drew a walk. First pitch is outside for ball 1. There's the wind in the pitch. Outside ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Evan Dennis. Came into the game batting .257. And it's a foul ball out of play on the left side. Rattled off the top of the bleachers over there. 2 balls and a strike to Evan Dennis. And the pitch. That missed outside. The count is now full.
And a swing and a miss for a strike. Well, now it count is full. Yeah, I thought that somehow we had too many pitches all of a sudden show up on the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Evan Dennis. 1 down. Getch with the pitch. Line shot! Fair ball! Right off the chalk line. And Evan Dennis is chugging around, going to check into second base. That's a double down the left field line. That's going to bring up Tristan Hobley. Hobley is 1 for 2. He singled to the hole at short, an infield hit, and then flew out to right field. Evan Dennis at second base. And the pitch, line shot, grabbed by Boda, throw over to first, and they got him at first. Throw is a little bit high, but Cooper Kapanke is also a little bit high, well, a little bit tall. Saying he's a little bit high gives the wrong connotation.
Yeah, when you stand by him down on the field, he's definitely tall.
Yeah, he is. So 2 down. Dennis is still at second. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. To Justin Tolman, who's 0 for 2. He's flown out to left field both times up. Dennis takes a lead. And it's a pop foul on the right side. Two balls, 1 strike. Now the count's even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 1 on. That's Dennis over at second. Austin Getch at the belt. The 2-2 pitch. That missed outside. And the count goes full. 80 degrees here at Carson Park. Austin Getch, nice and warm. And the pitch. Strike called! As Justin Tolman goes down looking, as do the Sturgeons. And they pick up no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 4.5 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 8. And the Sturgeons 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Well, we're back here at Carson Park on Sports Radio 105.1. As they've been saying all night, you're home for the Milwaukee Brewers. If you want something that's not local baseball. But hey, they're not playing tonight. It's still part of the All-Star break. So this is the baseball you get tonight, folks. And they're also the home for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's also Micon Cinema Night. And Dan, we're surviving even though it's just the 2 of us here.
Yeah, we're scraping it together.
Leading off for the Cavaliers is Ethan Kjellberg, the extra hitter, and he chops it foul at the plate. Kjellberg is 2 for 2. He's doubled and singled.
Yeah, Cassie, if you're listening or watching,
we miss you.
You could have your job back. It's not as easy as it looks.
Here's the pitch. Line shot through the wickets of Snyder over at third, and Kjellberg gets on an error by third baseman. That's Bo Snyder. He let it slide right through the 5-hole if we're talking about a hockey goalie. And it rolled out into left field. Kjellberg's gotten on safely all 3 times up.
That's not what a goalie likes to hear.
And a pop foul out of play for Connor O'Reilly. O'Reilly is 1 for 2. Popped out to short and then doubled to right field. He scored a run. Pitches inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ethan Kjellberg taking his lead over at first. And the pitch. Missed outside. 2 balls and a strike to Connor O'Reilly. Kjellberg with not a real big lead. And the pitch. Line shot out into right field. Kjellberg's going to round second. He's going to head for third. And sliding in safely at third. O'Reilly's at first. And that's going to bring up Campbell Kapanke. Kapanke, we have in our book, singled and then moved to second on the error his last time up. So he's 1 for 2. Shows bunt. And down to second base goes Connor O'Reilly, and Saran did not make the throw.
Yeah, they couldn't make the throw because Kjellberg's over there at third looking to sneak in.
And the pitch. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners are giving Pete Thaler something to think about out there. He's at the belt, and the pitch. Swung on foul tip back into the glove. And then it rolls back out in front of the base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Reilly over at second, already taking his lead. Kjellberg waiting for Thaler to step on the rubber. Now he'll take a lead. Thaler delivers. And it's a ground ball out into right field. Kjellberg scores, and in comes O'Reilly to score. And a 2 RBI single for Campbell Kapanke. That makes the score Cavaliers 10. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Campbell Kapanke would be the winning run, and Pogo is at the plate. Cavaliers could make quick work of this one. Here's the pitch. It's outside, and Kapanke slides into second safely. Kapanke takes his lead at second, and the pitch, swing and a miss by Pogo for strike 1.
Yeah, that was a big cut.
He was looking to end the game right there.
Yeah, if he can get a shot down that right field line.
The wind has died on him. Flag's hanging pretty limp right now. Pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike. Hitter's pitch here for Anthony Pogodzinski. He's 0 for 2. Liner out into center field and making a diving catch, and the throw over to third, and Campbell Kapanke is in safely. So Pogo flies out to center field on a really nice catch by Hobley. Campbell Kapanke headed over to third. And that's going to bring up our Geno's player of the game. He's 2 for 2, but none of them have been for extra bases. An extra base hit right now would probably end the game. Here's the pitch. Long fly ball foul. It did not have the distance to get out of the ballpark. So Chase Yeager is 0-1. Kapanke with his lead at third. And the pitch is inside. Cavs on top 10-1. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Foul back and off the face of the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the wind in the pitch. And it's a called third strike. Chase Yeager goes down looking. That's going to bring up Hunter Ginther. And the first pitch to Ginther, it's a pop-up out into the outfield. It falls in, and Campbell Kapanke comes in with what should be the winning run. Well, now they're saying they got to play 7 in a 9-inning game. All right, so it's not the winning run. But it is an RBI single. And Jackson Vance fouls it off.
Always active Lucas Koski. Costly who runs down to pick up the ball.
Here's the wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss and throw down to first base.
Yeah, he's got a pretty big lead at first.
And the pitch. That's high for a ball. Hunter Ginther at first, and you're right, he does take a nice lead and fouled off on the right side. Jackson Vance, 1 for 3. Ginther takes his lead, and the pitch to Vance is outside for a ball. Ginther again taking his lead, and the pitch, Ginther goes. And Ginther's unchallenged going down to second base. And it's a ground ball to short, scooped and picked up, and no play available there. I think we're going to have to charge an error to Schemenauer. It does move Ginther over to third.
Jackson Vance on first. It's going to bring up Ben Boda. And it's a liner foul down the left field line. Boda's 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run. He also flew out to center field, and he's also drawn a walk and scored a run. Thaler, and he stepped off. They've got the rundown going. And back in safely, and they throw the ball away at first base, and scoring the run is Hunter Ginther. Jackson Vance got back into first safely.
Yeah, they got a little cat and mouse game going. Got a run to come in.
He scored on the error. We're going to charge that to the first baseman. He didn't make sure he caught the ball first. Pitch was a strike. Makes it 12-1 Cavaliers. And the pitch is high. Ben Boda at the plate. The pitch misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Jackson Vance over at first, taking a pretty good lead. He takes off, and the pitch is fouled away on the right side. Off the top of the bleachers. Boy, Dan, the wind must be just right. We're getting the smell of the burgers. Now we're getting the popcorn.
Hopefully,
you know, you offered to bring up a hot dog earlier, and I wasn't hungry. It's making me hungry now. And the pitch is high.
Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky and they'll have something left over for us.
Traveling time now for Jackson Vance at first. Counts full, 2 down. Vance takes off, and the pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3. So Ben Boda goes down swinging, but the Cavaliers pick up 4 runs on 3 hits. There were 2 errors and 1 left on base. So we've played 5 innings, and the score, Cavaliers 12 and the Sturgeons 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
For over 1/3 of its history, Eau Claire has been able to count on the Eau Claire Cavaliers for high-quality baseball excitement. Come be a part of Eau Claire's legacy with your hometown Eau Claire Cavaliers. Home games are at historic Carson Park. To plan your day of affordable family fun, check out the Cavaliers on Facebook. Or go to the Cavalier website at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
And we're back here at Carson Park on Sports Radio 105.1 and Mike on Cinema Night here at Carson Park. Cavaliers with a commanding 12-1 lead over the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Defensive substitution for the Cavaliers, Josh Garcia is going to replace Jackson Vance in center field. Leading off the 6th inning for the Jim Falls Sturgeons is catcher Bobby Saran. And he chops it foul at the plate. Saran's 1 for 2. He's singled. His last time up, he's also struck out. No balls and a strike. There's the wind and the pitch. Fly ball. This one could be trouble. Way out in left field. Kapanke can't get there. It lands at the base of the fence. But they hold Saran to a single. And let's see if Smith comes out as a courtesy runner. And I don't think so. That's going to bring up A.J. Schemenauer. He struck out twice. Saran takes his lead. And the first pitch is outside for a ball. Saran again takes his lead. Catch at the belt. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. Counts even at 1-1. Saran takes a few steps off the base. And we have time called as a ball comes rolling in. Kind of got away from the action down in the bullpen.
Yeah, I can't tell who that is.
Well, let's see if he turns around as he goes back there and see if we can catch a number. Oh, there he is. Smith is in the bullpen warming up. We have a pop-up. Kapanke ranging back. He's in foul territory, fair territory, and it falls down. Kapanke, it looked like he tripped over the line, and everybody's going to be safe. That's going to be an error on Kapanke. It moves Saran over to second base. Yeah, Cole Smith is warming up down in the bullpen. So we have 2 on with nobody out for the Sturgeons. It's going to bring up Ryan Krummenauer. Krummenauer is 1 for 2. He singled and scored back in the second inning with the lone run for the Sturgeons. Pitch is outside for a ball. He also fouled out to Kapanke. I think Kapanke thought that one was going to drift foul, and it kind of faded back into fair territory. It wasn't fair by more than about 18 inches. And a swing and foul off the press box over to our right. Dan was ready for that one.
I had my eye on that one.
Folks, if you see the camera go tumbling, it's Dan jumping over it to try to get a foul ball.
Because I haven't got one yet this year.
And the pitch. Swung and fouled back into the netting.
Lots of action in the Cavs bullpen right now.
Jackson Vance down there warming up. He's the one on the left. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Krummenauer at the plate. And the pitch swung on a miss for strike 3. Krummenauer goes down swinging. So 1 down brings up Austin Sikora. He's gotten on safely both times up, once via base hit to left and the other an error on Caden Erickson over at second. Or check that was Chase Yeager over at second. And a ground ball foul down the right field line. So the runners return back to their base. And the count is 0-1 to Austin Sikora. Austin Getch at the belt. And he delivers. That's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Sikora, or not, Getch at the belt. That just missed outside.
Teddy Joe said it was low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Catch delivers, and it's high and away for ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on and missed. Foul tipped it. Count holds at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 down to Austin Sikora. Austin Getch peeks over at second. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball foul down the first base line. Bob Maurer in the coach's box tried to make a play on it. PA announcer Steve Kent told Bob Maurer it was a good stop. Bob gave him the thumbs up. And the pitch fouled back. Count still holds at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Cavaliers up on top, 12-1. We're in the 6th inning. And the pitch. Liner out into right field. Rounding third and holding, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. So rounding third and holding was Bobby Saran. Schemenauer checks in at second. Austin Sikora gets the single to right field, and it's going to bring up the pitcher Pete Thaler. Bases loaded, 1 out. Now, for those of you who had wondered about it, this is a situation where the infield fly rule would come into play. And the pitch is high and inside for a ball, and Pete Bartingale wants to have a conference out at the mound. Now, historically, these have mostly been defensive conferences where they talk about how they're going to play this situation. He'll also check with Austin Getch and make sure he still feels good out there. He's thrown a lot of pitches this inning. Pete Thaler is 0 for 2. He grounded to third and flew out to left his 2 previous times at the plate. And the conference at the mound breaks up. Bases are loaded. Runner at first. Runners at second and third. And the pitch to Thaler is high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Or check that. That's not Thaler. This is Smith. Cole Smith. And we get a call strike. So I suspect Smith is going to come in pitching in the next half inning. Here's the pitch. Pop up. Kapanke coming over, lands in the dugout area of the Jim Fall Sturgeons. Two balls and 2 strikes with 1 down.
Got caught in the netting over there, and a little fan crawled up the netting and got it out. A little Spider-Man.
Hey, we've got good fans here at Carson Park. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cole Smith.
Here's the pitch. It's outside.
Good save by Pogo.
Pogo did make a nice stop. He also made a nice job of making it look like it got away from him, tried to entice the runner to come in. Count is full with one down, bases loaded. Nowhere to put him. Austin Getch looks in for the sign. He goes to the belt. And the payoff pitch. And that's inside for ball 4. So Cole Smith picks up an RBI walk.
And Pete Bartingale is going to take another walk out to the mound.
Which means we're going to have a pitching change. And we're going to talk about that and find out what it's all about right after this timeout. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Costly.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Lobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
New pitcher for the Cavaliers, Lucas Costley, who just came off a stellar performance last weekend over in Bloomer, capturing a 4-2 decision. The numbers for Austin Getch, he went 5 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, both of which are earned, 7 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's also responsible for the 3 runners on base. And now batting is Bo Snyder. He's 0 for 2 with 1 out. And the pitch by Costley. That's a called strike over the outside corner. Costley goes to the belt. And the pitch. Fouled off the right side. 0-2 is the count. And the 0-2 pitch. That one missed. Blocked by Pogo right in front of the plate. And the pitch, it's a fly ball out into right field. Going back and making the catch, but tagging and scoring are, well, it's just the 1 run came in. That was Schemenauer. And that's going to go back to the top of the order, Evan Dennis.
Dennis is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up to left field. That right down the left field line. First pitch is a called strike. So over on third base is Sikora. Smith is on first. And wait a minute, we got a ball that got loose. This time from the Cavalier bullpen.
Still action in the Cavs bullpen.
I see Jackson Vance down there.
Yeah, I can't make out who the other one is.
Costley looking in and fires. Called strike over the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. We're in the top of the 6th. Cavaliers on top. 12-3. And that pitch missed inside. Throw it on to second, and they didn't get him. Smith is safe at second. One ball, 2 strikes to Evan Dennis. Here's the pitch. That just missed. Pogo blocks it. Keeps it in front of him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. 2 on. 2 in. Guess we'd say deuces are wild, right?
Deuces are wild.
Costley looking in for the side. And the pitch. Strike called over the inside corner for the 3rd out of the inning. Evan Dennis goes down looking. But for the Sturgeons, they picked up 3 runs. Or check that, 2 runs. There we go. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Cavalier error. And 2 were left on base. So, we've completed 5.5 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 12 and the Sturgeons 3. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
And we're back here at Carson Park as we head into the bottom half of the 6th inning. Cavaliers leading 12-3. New pitcher on the mound for the Jim Falls Sturgeons, just as we thought it was going to be, is Cole Smith. So Pete Thaler threw 2 2/3 innings. And he gave up 4 runs, I believe, yes.
And the pitch is a called strike to Cooper Kapanke. Kapanke is 2 for 3 tonight. Of those 4 runs, only 2 were earned. He did give up 4 hits. And the pitch, grounder into left field by Kapanke. So that's a 3-hit night for Cooper Kapanke.
We'll get a courtesy runner for him. Number 2, Mitch Fowler.
So Mitch Fowler is coming in to run for Cooper Kapanke. And Kapanke doesn't get courtesy runners, so that'll be a substitution. Pitch misses for a ball. Balls and no strikes to Gabe O'Brien. Fowler takes his lead over at first. And the pitch. Line shot, foul down the right field line. The numbers for Pete Fowler, he threw 2 2/3 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 were earned. Gave up 5 hits and struck out 3. Two balls and 1 strike to O'Brien. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right up the middle into center field. O'Brien round second. He's heading for third, and he's going to check in at third. And O'Brien gets a single. It's going to bring up Ethan Kelberg with runners on the corners now for the Cavaliers. And we have time called by Kelberg. O'Brien at first. Fowler at third. Smith's pitch. It's low, and O'Brien goes down to second. They were going to make sure Fowler didn't score if they, or think that they were going to see if they could catch him thinking they were going to make the play at second. 1 ball, no strikes to Kelberg, and the pitch. Ground ball into score. Throw over to first, and it's in time to get Kelberg, but the run does come in. So Kelberg does get credit for the RBI. And it will bring up Connor O'Reilly. O'Reilly's 2 for 3. And that makes the score Cavaliers 13. And the pitch is a called strike. Jim Falls 3. No balls and 1 strike to Connor O'Reilly. Like I said, he's 2 for 3. He's doubled and singled. Scored a couple times. Here's the pitch. Shot out into right center field. It's going to go through the gap, coming around to score is O'Brien. And safe at second is Connor O'Reilly. That's going to bring up Campbell Kapanke. Campbell is 2 for 3 tonight. Singled a couple times. And the pitch is high. (14-3) now, Cavaliers on top. And the pitch. That one gets away. And over to third goes Connor O'Reilly. There's the wind and the pitch by Smith. Swung on a miss, strike one. Smith's 2-1 pitch. Fly foul off the right side, out of play. Here's the pitch. That one missed. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Connor O'Reilly at third. Here's the wind and the payoff pitch. That's in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher, and coming in to score is Connor O'Reilly. So, O'Reilly scores on the passed ball. Kapanke gets the walk. He does not get an RBI on that. But it's 15-3. Cavaliers on top. Kapanke at first, and it brings up Anthony Pogodziski. And Pogo is struggling a little bit tonight, not having much luck go his way. He's 0 for 3. Kapanke takes a lead, and the pitch. That missed for a ball. One ball, no strikes to Pogo. And the pitch swung on a miss. Kapanke goes down to second, and he's in safely. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch. That got Pogo right square in the middle of the back. He's had that happen to him a few times this year. So, Pogo's at first. It's going to bring up our Geno's player of the game, Chase Yeager. Yeager's 2 for 3, but nothing has been an extra base hit. You still get a free soft drink if you head out to Geno's tomorrow and mention Chase Yeager's name. First pitch is a ball. There's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Going down to third is Campbell Kapanke, and yeah, that wasn't even very close. Yeah, Campbell got thrown out trying to steal. Or check that. That was Connor O'Reilly. No, that was Campbell. I had that right the first time. And the pitch is a called strike. to Chase Yeager. Still have a runner on first. That's Pogo. And it's a high pop foul out of play. Off the bleachers on the right side. And there's a herd of kids heading down there to get it. Smith at the belt and the pitch. And that one got Chase Yeager. So that'll move Pogo over to second. Yeager on first. That's going to bring up Hunter Ginther. He singled his last time up and scored. And the pitch. Fouled out of play on the right side. No balls and a strike. Anthony Pogodzinski at second. Chase Yeager on first. Cavs with 3 runs in. That pitch is a called strike. That was on the outside third of the plate. Cole Smith on the mound. He's at the belt. Peeks over at Pogo at second. And the pitch. Foul back. It's off the press box on our right. Dan's grinning. He thought maybe that might come this direction, but not quite.
Steve didn't even flinch over there.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And the pitch. It's in the dirt for a ball. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Hunter Ginther goes down swinging. And for the Cavaliers, they pick up, well, 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've completed 6 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 15 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 3. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How was it? Is it good?
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
And we're back here at Carson Park. New pitcher on the mound for the Cavaliers is Xavier Bemninster. Lucas Costley threw 2/3 of an inning, didn't give up any runs, and struck out one. And Bemninster had a real nice performance his last time out. He still has a pretty high earned run average, but he has now thrown 3 2/3 innings instead of just 1/3 of an inning. So he got his earned run average from 94 down to 17. And actually, he looked really effective with 3 1/3 that he threw down in Sparta. So he's here to maybe finish things off for the Cavaliers tonight, as they're on top 15-3. If he doesn't give up more than 2 runs, the game will be done at the end of this half inning. Tristan Hobley will be the first one up. And Wyatt Kieski is coming in to hit. Wyatt Kieski. Bemninster's first pitch is laced foul down the right field line, and it bounces back into the field of play. No balls and a strike. Bemninster winds and delivers. Strike called right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes to Kieski. Here's the wind and the 0-2 pitch swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Pogozinski for the strikeout. That's going to bring up Justin Toman. Toman's 0 for 3, flew out to left twice, and then struck out looking. There's the wind and the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Cavaliers playing him straight away. Here's the wind and the 0-1 pitch swung on a miss, strike 2. Xavier Bemninster just coming with the heat. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. There's the wind and the pitch. Strike 3 called. Two down, and it's all up to Bobby Soren, the catcher. And Soren is 2 for 3 tonight. He's singled a couple times. There's the wind and the pitch. Strike called. There's got to be something about the way Bemninster's ball is coming down, because it seems to have the Sturgeons a little bit handcuffed. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 called. No balls, 2 strikes. Sturgeons are down to their last strike. Bemninster winds. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Moving over and making the catch is O'Brien. And that will do it So the final score will be Cavaliers 15 and the St. Paul Sturgeons 3. Cavaliers picked up 15 runs on 13 hits, and they committed 2 errors. And the Sturgeons got 3 runs on 7 hits, and they committed 6 errors. The winning pitcher tonight is Austin Getch, who moves his record to 6 wins and no losses. And the losing pitcher will be Mike Maurer, whose record goes to 0-1. We'll have more about tonight's game when we get to talking baseball, and that'll be coming up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
It helps if I turn on the microphone. Back here at Carson Park, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, and that's it. That's all we had tonight. But we bring you a Cavalier victory, 15-3, in a game shortened by the 10-run rule over the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Again, the Cavaliers picked up 15 runs on 13 hits with 2 errors, and the Sturgeons got 3 runs on 7 hits and 6 errors. And the winning pitcher is Austin Getch. Getch went 5 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs, all of which were earned on 7 hits. Walked 2, struck out 6. That earned runs is unofficial because that was just kind of real quick here as we were doing it. But I believe they were all earned. Well, no. One of them for sure isn't. So, yeah, only 2 of them were earned for Austin Getch. So, 5 1/3 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, 7 hits, 2 walks, and struck out 6. Lucas Costley came in for 2/3 of an inning and did not give up any runs and got a strikeout. And then Xavier Bemninster came in and got 2 strikeouts in 1 inning pitched. And it all adds up to a Cavaliers win of 15-3. By the way, the losing pitcher for the Jim Falls Sturgeons was Mike Maurer, and Maurer went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 7 runs, 6 of which were earned, 8 hits, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. He was relieved by Pete Thaler and then by Cole Smith. We're going to chat with Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale very shortly. as soon as he gets up here. And we'll do that right after this timeout. You're tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
And we're back here at Carson Park, and joining us is Cavalier manager Pete Thaler.
Bartingale. Bartingale.
Bartingale. Hey, we've been operating shorthanded. I'm calling anybody whatever comes into my head today.
All right.
And I knew you were Pete Bartingale. But anyway, hey, when you win 15-3, you'll take whatever name anybody calls you, right?
Right. Yeah, I thought tonight our guys really came out and played well. And again, I think we had some redemption for this game, and this was circled on the calendar because we, had them our first game of the year in that rain, cold weather
and the
game.
thing is, you had that game won.
Yeah.
You were ahead by about 7 runs going into the last inning, something like that, and the field just became so sloppy. Your pitchers couldn't find any footing.
Right.
They did a nice job tonight.
Yeah, I think as I told our guys in our post game, I think we're really coming together. Hopefully, we can get in that top 4 in the CRBL. If we can't, we just got to try to get in that WBA, and I really think we'll be a tough out.
You did what you needed to do tonight to make that possible. It all depends on how these same Sturgeons do against the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks on the 31st. And somewhere along the line, the Lumberjacks need to make up a game with the Beef River Bullfrogs. And if those can both go your way,
yeah.
And you also have to take care of business next Wednesday against the always very tough Osseo Merchants.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to that game, and they're a tough team, but I think when we were there, that game could have gone either way, so I think we're ready for us.
Yeah, there were some defensive mistakes you made, and basically they cost you the game. It was the difference in the game, and so you clean those up, play here at home in front of a friendly crowd. That's got to help, and that sure can. Hey, how about Austin Gatch? He went 5 1/3 tonight. I'm sure you would have liked to have seen him go a little bit deeper. His control started to wane a little bit, but picks up win number 6 on the season. He had a lot of stuff moving all over the place.
Yeah, I've said it all year. He's just had a great season. He keeps hitters really off guard. And we were thinking of starting Vance, and I kept thinking all day at work, why are we not going to start Austin? He's pitched so well, and then I changed my mind kind of at the last minute, and we went with Austin Getch, and then we were going to have Vance in relief, and then he just kept doing so well. Then we went to Costley, and Costley really got us out of a jam. I think that was a key part of the game, bringing him in with the bases loaded. And then Xavier came in and really pitched well there at the end.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
2 strikeouts and then a routine fly ball.
Yeah, if we can get that from McZay from the rest of the year, that's going to be a huge bonus for us because when he's on, we all know he's really tough.
Boy, that's closer work if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a guy that can kind of do anything for you, and he's kind of been doing that for us this year. But when he's locked in and ready to go like he was tonight, he's tough to hit. Again,
Cooper Kapanke, really strong night at the plate. He went 3 for 4, picked up an RBI and scored a run, and then hit the pinch runner that came in for him, scored a little bit later on. I was glad to see Campbell Kapanke go for 2 for 3. Yeah, he's been in a bit of a slump, and this helps.
A little bit. I think that was a base hit that hit up the middle. It went off the pitcher's glove, but we need to get him going again, and when he's going really strong, he's really tough. But if we can get our bats going, the way our pitching's been going the whole year, I think it'll be a tough out no matter what tournament we get in.
And maybe you can get in both. It's not unheard of, so that would be a really nice thing to do. So Wednesday, Osseo Merchants, maybe a little payback time again.
Yep, Monday we got the St. Arnold night. Right?
Oh, yes, that's right. Glen St. Arnold night right here at Carson Park. And that's on Monday against the Holman Features.
Right.
And that ought to be a fun one, too. And we'll remember Glen St. Arnold, who basically put this team on the field to start with.
That'll be a really important game for us because our guys will know about St. and they know about him, but we'll talk about it before the game. He's a major part of this Cavalier organization, and we'll be coming out fighting that Monday night for sure against Holman.
Well, Pete, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on a 15-3 win over the Jim Falls Sturgeons, and we will see you Monday night.
Sounds great. Thanks, Rick.
And you've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are, they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And we're back here at Carson Park talking a little bit of baseball. Cavaliers come out on top over the Jim Falls Sturgeons 15-3. So the Cavaliers have done what they needed to do to stay alive in the CRBL playoff hunt. And they've also done what they needed to do to stay alive in the WBA to maybe get a bid for that WBA tournament. Hey, I want to remind you that the next Cavalier game right here on NLWN-TV will be on Monday. That's July 25th. And the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV as we bring you more baseball action when the Cavaliers host the Holman Features. We were just talking about this with Pete Bartingale. And that's from Carson Park, right here where I'm sitting right now. And coverage is going to begin at 6:30 with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play action. And as Pete mentioned, that is Glen St. Arnold night. Also, we at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are excited to announce that once again this fall we will carry Colfax High School football. Follow the Colfax Vikings all season long, beginning on August 19th when the Vikings travel to Whitehall to take on the Whitehall Norse. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy
to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Geno's player of the game was Chase Yeager. Now, Chase did not get an extra base hit, so you don't get to get a free appetizer, but make sure you stop out at Geno's Pizza tomorrow. And Geno's is right there at the intersection of Highways 93 and I-94. You get yourself a free soft drink out there at Geno's. Hey, today's Cavaliers baseball game has been brought to you by Geno's Pizza. That's right next to Action City and voted the best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for the Chippewa Valley. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Callista Salon on Water Street in Eau Claire. Call 715-864-5332 for a reservation. Muldoon's Menswear on Hastings Way, where the well-dressed men of Eau Claire shop. And Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good sort of way. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Rick Olson for Dan Petchow tonight. The two of us just did it by ourselves, and doggone it, Dan, we made it work. And that final score once again, Cavaliers 15 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 3. You're tuned to Talkin' Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball, a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.